Hello and welcome to 18 WJTS in.form. The Jasper Arts Commission is celebrating 40 years with a terrific lineup of shows this year. You'll see these booklets out and about. Pick one up, and that's one way you can order your tickets, and it's another way you can keep your schedule as to what is coming up. Joining us in the studio is Kit Miracle. Kit is the Executive Director for the Jasper Arts Commission. Hello, Kit. Welcome to the show.
It's always great to be back here, Bill.
It's good to have you. 40 years of an outstanding arts program in Jasper is amazing. And on top of that, for the city of Jasper to support it like it does, it's one of the only ones in the state.
The city-owned arts department in the state, yes, and one of the few in the country.
And you've got 2 governor's awards for. I mean, it is an amazing arts program right here in Du Bois County.
It is.
Thank you for that.
Well, it's not all me. I wish. So, yeah.
You just kind of direct everybody.
Yes.
Well, okay, 40 years. Make art part of your life, and you've got visual and performing arts, and you have released your new lineup for the season.
That's right.
And season tickets are on sale now. But let's talk about starting off with the events that are coming up now through October.
Okay. Well, we currently have our visual arts exhibit right now with the quilters exhibit, and that's up, and that's free admission, so we get a lot of people in for that. And then in September we will start, actually we have some school programming in September with Dr. Kaboom, but that's not a public show.
Okay.
And then we have our big 40th anniversary fundraiser, which is September 26th, and I'll send on some people who will want to talk to you more about that.
Will follow, okay.
And then October we dive in with both feet. We have one program for each of our series in the month of October. So.
Let's talk about the performer series. They're divided into 3 categories, I guess, so to speak.
4.
4.
Well, we have Performer Series Traditional, which is like our original series. Performer Series New Directions, which is aimed to be a little edgier, a little younger market. Our Backstage series, which is very popular, where people actually sit on the stage with the artists, very limited seating for that. And then our Family Fun series, which is for everybody of all ages.
Yeah, and for some reason I forgot about the Family Fun series, which is so terrific.
Yeah.
You mentioned something earlier I want to kind of touch on. The Jasper Arts doesn't just do public performances. You mentioned that there's a show that'll be in the schools. A lot of the shows that you do that are public, also there's a school element as part of that, and then you do some programs that are school only. So you're reaching out to younger kids as well.
Exactly, and that has been a part of our mission for over 20 years. We feel very strongly that children need to have the education and exposure to the arts at a young age, and that brings them up. You never know if they're going to go into the arts or something, but at least they know what it's about.
Right. Okay, let's talk about the shows that are coming up in the Performer Series.
Okay. We start off with, do you want to just do the whole Performer Series, or?
Well, that's up to you, Kit.
Okay.
This is your time to talk about,
Okay, Performer Series Traditional, we start off with Always Patsy Cline, which is actually an adaptation of a Broadway play, and Carter Calvert is the singer for that. She just is a terrific singer. But it is kind of a play and some music, so it's a 2 thing. Then for Christmas we have Women of Ireland, which is a big splashy show, and you probably have seen it on PBS and some other places. A very, very big splashy show. And we round out the traditional series with Under the Streetlamp, which are the real performers from many of the Jersey Boy productions. So if you like that era of music, it's going to be really terrific. Then the Performer Series New Directions in October. We start that off with a really big bang, and that is called The Time Jumpers. And that features Vince Gill and Kenny Sears, Ranger Doug Green, and a bunch of other guys. And the Time Jumpers started several years ago. These are just Nashville musicians who used to go to some bar on Monday nights and jam, and then they kind of got a following, and they've put out a couple of CDs, and so now they tour. Now many of these have individual careers elsewhere. Everybody knows Vince Gill, but they tour as a group themselves occasionally, so we're really, really lucky to have them.
Yeah, that is a terrific show that's coming up.
I know. Then in February we have Summer of Love, so think back to the Woodstock era, and these will be all of the main songs from that, lights and costumes and everything. And we round out the New Direction series with comedians, Parents' Night Out, and a lot of family jokes, and you know, everybody's always asking us for comedy, so here it is, and it's clean comedy too.
And you know, looking at that from the traditional to the New Direction, what a range of shows.
It is, and we try to be different. You know, we don't want to keep doing the same thing all the time.
Okay, now for something a little more intimate, you have the Backstage.
The Backstage is very, very popular. We are starting off the year in October. In fact, he's our first public performance is Alpen Hong, who has been here before. And he is just the most energetic and wonderful pianist. Just will wow the crowd. And the next day after that, he's doing some education programming too.
In the schools.
And so the Backstage, you actually sit on the stage with the artist. So there's only 140 seats. It's very up close and personal. And if we have a pianist, everybody kind of goes over to the sideboard. They can watch the keyboard.
Sure.
So, and then in November, we have an interesting Backstage. It's a play within a play. It's a Wonderful Life, as if it were a radio adaptation, and a big snowy storm, and they're trying to make sure that this play goes on, and you know, it's really kind of cool. And set back in the 30s, I guess, yeah. And then we wrap that
This
series.
is not the one with the evil Mr. Potter, is it?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
I don't think so. But I mean, it's kind of fun because you'll be watching people as if they're doing a radio
Which
play.
is really neat. That
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
that's a beautiful art from years ago when they did radio plays.
All the Foley artists where they're making all those noises and stuff. And let's see, what's my last one on that series? I forgot.
That's why we had this
Yes,
handy
yeah,
dandy book to let us know that on the Backstage. I'm trying to figure out where that is, but it is. You tell me. You probably know more about how this goes. There we go.
Page, yeah.
Next
There we
page. Here we go. Oh yeah.
Oh yes.
Frank Vignola.
Oh, my
Yes.
favorite. I've been trying to get Frank Vignola and Vinnie Raniolo, and they are just outstanding jazz musicians, but mostly guitar. And every time I get an opportunity at conference to see Frank Vignola, I always go to see him. And he has played with some of the top names in the world, actually. And they're just so nice, you know. And you won't be able to sit still in your seat. So.
And that's Backstage. So
That's Backstage.
it's like you're having a little private conversation.
It is. It is.
Concert right there.
Yeah, yeah. So that wraps up that series, and then the Family Fun series also starts in October, and that starts off with Curious George and the Golden Meatball, and that's a musical play for both children and adults. We have a lot of adults that come to our family program because those are all matinees on at 3:30 in the afternoon. And so almost everybody knows the Curious George stories, and you know, the monkey, and it's really lots of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then let's see what else. Oh, we have for February we have Terrence Simeon and the Zydeco Experience, and Terrence is just probably the #1 Cajun Zydeco musician in the world. He travels all over the world with his group. I think there are 11 of them or something. And they've been here before, but just for school shows. And they will be doing 2 days of school programming before they do the public programming. But this is around Mardi Gras time. And the guy smiles all the time. But they travel to Africa and China and in South America. They travel everywhere. They are really great fun. And we end up that Family Fun series with Michel Lazier. And we have had him here, but it's been many, many years ago. And he's kind of a physical, musical comedian. He makes these crazy instruments. One of them, he has those little squeeze horns sewn all over his costume, and he makes music that way. He can make music by squirting water at some tin pans. I mean,
Wow.
it's just like, how does he do that? And he speaks a number of languages because he also travels all over the world.
Well, that will be a terrific show. If you and that's the family fun series, but really that sounds like a show adults will like
Well,
as well. Like you
and
mentioned.
that's what I said. You know, we have a lot of adults that come to the family shows.
Okay, now, as you can tell, folks, it's an amazing series of shows, but you need to get tickets. And
get
yes,
tickets.
occasionally these shows do sell out.
Oh yeah.
So the best way to go is with season tickets.
If you buy season
yeah, let's
tickets,
talk about that.
you get the whole package. The top ticket price we have is $35. So and if you buy a season ticket, it's $88. I think 85 for 3 of the 2 performer series, and $77 if you're a senior, which is 62 and older. So that is really a great bargain. We have had people from outside of the area who buy the whole series just to get one ticket of their favorite performer.
Well, say for instance the Time Jumpers, which is probably going to be a really big show.
And it's going to be a sellout.
Yeah. So if instead of taking a chance of getting an individual ticket or taking a chance of there not being any at the door, buy your season tickets, like you said. And you know, if you have tickets, you can also distribute them to family members if you can't make the show.
That's true, and many people do. It also guarantees that you have your same seat from for both of the performer series. The other 2 series, Backstage and Family, you can choose your own seat. But people like that, so they know where they're going to be sitting every time. Everybody wants an aisle seat for some reason this year, which we don't have enough aisles.
Sure.
But you know, that's really great. And then we will be selling individual tickets in a few weeks. But
The best bet is to buy the season
the
ticket.
best bet is to buy the season. They get first dibs. Yeah.
When you talk about the season ticket, are you having to buy you know, the performer series, the traditional, New Direction, Backstage, and Family, or can you buy just Direction, just Family,
sure,
or you can buy all of them?
You can buy the grand package, which is everything, but you can buy just the performer series traditional, or just the performer series New Directions, or Backstage or Family, and the ticket, you know, the fee is much more reasonable if you buy the package.
Sure, the bigger the more tickets you buy, and then you've got shows. I mean, it takes you from I guess October until
through April.
And so you'll see some terrific shows. All right, and how do you do tickets? Do I call you?
Just give us a call, or if you have one of these, or you've picked one of these up, there is an order form inside. You can print off an order form from our web and just fax it to us or mail it to us with your payment. We accept credit card, checks, cash.
Okay.
So.
Any other means you want to pay?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
All right, and so there's always something going on. You have visual arts going on right now in the Crimp Gallery.
Right.
Performers arts will start soon. I mean, before you know it, it's going to be October 4th when Alpenhone comes. I mean, so buy your tickets
That's
now.
6 weeks away, really.
And season tickets are on sale
right now.
So get them today by contacting the Jasper Arts. We want to point out that you do themed birthday parties, and gift certificates are available. Somebody can give a gift certificate as a gift.
Lots of people do that for Christmas particularly, and the gift certificates never expire. They can be used on any of our programming, any of the season tickets, or any of the workshops that we do, but they cannot be used on any of our rental programs. So.
And you mentioned workshops. You do art workshops.
A lot of workshops, yes.
Have those been determined yet?
Emily is working on those right now, so we should have some information on that within the next week or so.
So we're starting a whole new series of
fall
workshops.
Workshops start in October, and we do clay, drawing, painting, classes for adults, classes for children. Whatever anybody expresses an interest, we'll try. If we don't get enough people to sign up, we have to cancel the class. But it usually only takes 4 or 5 people to make a class go.
Well, Jasper Community Arts certainly makes DuBois County and this area the place to live, because it brings up the cultural nature. But you should take part in it by just simply finding out. Go to one of the shows, take one of the workshops, and you'll be surprised at how much you will really enjoy it.
Oh, it's amazing. I talked with one lady who recently, last couple of years, started coming. She just buys 2 grand packages, and sometimes her husband comes with her, sometimes she brings a friend, and she says, these are just amazing. She says, sometimes I'll come and I think I won't like it, and it turns out to be my favorite one, you know. So.
That's the thing about the show. Frank Vignola, who you mentioned, some people go, I don't know that name, it doesn't mean, but until you see him, you don't really know. And then you'd be surprised that it just opens your mind up to a whole new music genre for some people.
He's a musician's musician, so people who are really into that kind of music will want to be there.
Well, Kit, is there anything else you'd like to add?
I don't know. We're so busy.
I know there's so much. And really, the best thing to do is go check out your website.
Yes.
Or stop by.
Stop
the
by,
office and
follow us on Facebook. We update all those things pretty quickly. So.
Right. Thank you very much. Kit Miracle, the Executive Director for the Jasper Community Arts, has been our guest. Thank you for watching WJTS Inform. Get your season tickets now for the Jasper Arts as they start up in October. I'm Bill Potter, thanking you for watching WJTS Inform. We're local people watching local people.